Good evening, it's Crafty Nana here. So I went out today and I got some clear acrylic spray, and I've just been spraying the rock that I painted with the pansies for my mother-in-law to go on my father-in-law's grave. So I will share that with you. So I've just given a nice big coat of clear spray. It's actually done quite a nice job there. So there's his name, Tony, and this is now well and truly protected, so this can go on his gravestone. I did the back as well, although I noticed that little edge but there's no paint on that bit, so I don't think that's too important. So yeah, that should last many a year, I hope, and hopefully we'll go down there together and put it on his grave for him, and that'd be a nice little gift from me. Anyway. Hi there, it's Crafty Nana here. Having done the one stone for my father-in-law, my mother-in-law has now asked me if I would do one for her mother. She wanted a Jack Russell, so I've just sketched in a little Jack Russell here on this stone, and we actually picked this stone up in the churchyard, so I'm going to do a little Jack Russell on it. I thought this one looked very, very like her baby, Jackie, so I'm going to do this one for her, and then on this pebble here is probably going to be bluebells and primroses. So that's what I'm up to. I did have a look at this one, but I don't think he had such a pretty face. This one had a bit of a sharp face. This is the one I thought about doing, but I think I like the one I found better. So I've made a start, as you can see. I've just literally just sketched him in, and now I was very lucky to find some of my old modelling paints from when I used to paint the Warhammer figures with my boys. I found some up in the attic. Otherwise I would only have my watercolours with me, and watercolours are not really much good for painting on stones. Now I am rather restricted on colours, but I have found that I can add a little bit of watercolour to the acrylic to get the colours I need. Because it's a dark coloured stone, it's getting all the whites in first, letting them dry, building up the layers. So that's the first layer gone in. I'm always saying to my students, make sure the fur goes in the direction that the make sure your paintbrush and your pencil lines go in the direction that the fur actually goes in. So always giving that advice, I should definitely take it on board myself. Now I've left the natural rock behind because I think when I put the clear varnish on it, there's beautiful brown marbling through this stone, and I think it goes right the way through. You can't see it now whilst it's dry, but I think when I put the clear acrylic on, it's going to look very nice. So I'm just marking in with pen where I want to get the eye in. Obviously the eye being the most sort of important part of a puppy dog. I'm going to be hard pressed to really get that glowing brown, but I'm going to do my best. So I'm just trying to work out now where the dark areas are. So he's got this dark patch on the back of his neck here. Putting this in a little tiny little dots. Flicking it so the white just shows in it, shows through it. We might even have to put a little bit more white on top. I want to go in a little bit grey there, and then I need to put that white in on top of that. Again, I'm just popping it in like little hairs, almost like little dabs of the colour. Also, because I'm painting on a rock, to get the paint to actually go into the sort of gravelly surface of the rock, it's quite a good way of doing it. Now there's none on the top there, the brown comes right down onto it, but then there's a little bit of darkness here. So this is Just a little black patch on the back of him. I don't know whether her dog actually had the black on the back, but obviously, I mean, I haven't got any. The trouble is the photographs from back then are not the best to paint from because they're a little bit faded and a little bit discoloured and a little bit old, to say the least. So what we'll do is we'll do the best. If she says, oh no, he didn't have any black spots on his back, then I can change it, take it away or make it brown or whatever we need to do. So now I've got to try and get this ambery colour. I'm not knowing really, it might be a mixture of these two together. Shake, 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 shake. Let's see what we've got. That's what you think you've got and what you've actually got are two different things. Ooh. Ooh. That's a very muddy colour. Let's have a look at this one. Ooh, that's a very muddy colour as well. I'm popping the brown in with little tiny dabs, and I'm mixing up the two colours I blended. With the horrible pink putty colour, I'm mixing a little bit of the burnt sienna watercolour, and it's coming out quite nice and red, but I'm also adding little dabs of the brown poo colour with a little bit of the yellow, just so that I'm getting those little flecks of colour that you get with the dog hair. That's not, is never a flat colour. It's always got tones and highlights, and so I'm trying to get those all by blending the colours together. It's very rare in nature that anything's of one flat colour. It's always got lots of tones and highlights and stuff going on in there. This gets even yellower as it goes to the other side, I guess, because there's more light on it. So I'm going to mix even more yellow into that. Go for my poo colour. Yes, not having a palette is not ideal, but we can do the best we can. So I want to add little tiny touches of the white, a few little tiny white hairs into this area coming down from his eye. Now, how am I going to get that really deep, rich, chocolatey puppy dog eye colour? Now, the little area above his eye again. Now, his ears, I've got a lovely light patch, comes right down his ear, around the tip almost, with a little bit of white in it. We can almost put some of this. I'm trying to get this little rim where the ear comes down, and he likes it. Well, I think my battery's about to go, so I'll just get a little bit of black on there. I haven't got any paintbrushes here quite as fine as the ones I would normally use at home, so I have special brushes that are like only 3 hairs, which is very useful when you need to do something very fine. It's a terribly bad habit, but most artists do it, and that is to put your to put your paintbrush in your mouth to smooth the point of the brush to keep it nice and pointy, but of course it's a very bad habit. Don't recommend it, but I do it all the time. After I've done the brown. Right, let's see if we can get that colours right for his ear. So we've got this. Obviously it's a little more complicated to try to draw a straight image onto a curved rock, but I think dogs are curvy too, aren't they? So it's a pathetic excuse, really. We can do this. We got this. I'm not cleaning my brush between these colours because I'm sort of really wanting to blend them all in together the way dog hair sort of blends all the different shades together. And this one comes, this reddy brown comes up like this. Don't get a lot of practice with dogs, to be honest, because I have to admit to being a definite cat person. I do many more cats than dogs, so it's a nice little challenge for me to do a little doggy. And knowing that this is my great grandma and great uncle's, Alan's great uncle and grandma's beloved little dog, makes it all the more precious to do. It's also quite difficult painting something that's liable to start rocking at any moment. I want to accentuate that little curve up there a little bit more, because that's very much that sort of puppy dog look that you get when they're looking at you and they want to be fed and you've got no hope of saying no to them. Okay, so I think he's about ready to get sprayed. I'll let him dry off, then I'll give him a well, I'll probably sign it and then I'll give him a spray, and we'll just see if there's anything else we then need to touch up. But that's a little Jack Russell. Okay, so now it's all, it's a beautiful stone actually, a beautiful colour on it, nice little yin and yang, half and half. So yes, so there's one little Jack Russell with a little smile, the way Jack Russells do. Done.